so this is the last of the loop pieces. This is more of that opening on that first switch on Bach. Although, sorry, it's not quite as dramatic as that Bach piece. But this is a César Negri. There we go. Make sure I got that down. Oh yeah, sound check.
Good finale.
There we go, yeah. So next I'm going to talk a little bit about the Syntar. Got this up here. This is Syntar number 007. At least that's what's engraved on the inside when I opened it up and I saw it. This, I think, George, you made 13 of them, is that right? You don't know how many you made.
10 to 15.
You got a loan from your parents. You invested to get the board or the circuits made, and you started building productions, and then Moog came out with the Moog Liberation, and you went on tour with Starship, right?
Sort of.
Okay. Well, that's the story that I've sussed.
Close.
Well, I guess at some point Mark Vail put out his book, 1992 or 93 or something like that. 92. I never got into digital synthesizers. I always thought the DX7 was crap. I mean, I know that that kind of synthesis is cool and all, and it probably is. It's just I never got into the sound, and I was always into analog synths. You know, I grew up with Gary Newman and Devo, and while everybody was listening to Edie Brickell and the New Bohemians and whatever, Nirvana, I was still listening to Gary Newman all by myself, thinking I'm the only person listening to Gary Newman. So I had Mark Vail's book, and it's all it talks about all these old synthesizers and all the old relics and all the stories about like the Cooper, what is that? The Cooper, who's the guy?
J.L. Cooper? J.L. Cooper?
No,
Agent Cooper.
Yeah, D.B. Cooper. No, it was the one that, oh, never mind. Okay, it has NAMM stories in there about some kind of digital synthesizer that never existed. Yeah, the Cooper. Yeah, and it's like the picture in there. I looked at that forever, and I thought, wow, that's a cool looking synthesizer. And then you find out it's like a little miniature mock-up. It really is. That synthesizer.
Space Odyssey.
Yes, but that picture is a mock-up about, it's a little model this big. It's not a real synthesizer. Well, anyways, so in that book was the Syntar. And so I always thought the Syntar was like, one of those other production synths, and it was somewhere around, and someday I'd get one. And I come to find out that George, who moved up from Bend, Oregon via Alaska or wherever you came from, was just in the backyard 60 miles away, way down in some place called Spanaway. And so I contacted him and I asked if I could have a Syntar made. He said he had about 3 or 4 or something chassis left. He could put one together. So he put one together. We agreed on price. He put one together for me. And then Jean-Michel Jarre came along and wanted to get one too, right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, got that right. But I think there are 3 working ones. There's this one. There's Scott's, which needs the capacitors, as James pointed out.
Gone through, yeah.
Needs a power redone. And then Jean-Michel Jarre, who apparently has one that plays it. He plays it every day. He plays it at every concert. Is that right?
I don't.
Okay. So
I got his money.
talk a little bit about this thing. Basically, this is a mono synth. There's a Syntar 2, which kind of came to realization, and it lives in George's attic, that it has a polyphonic keyboard. This is mono. It has 2 oscillators. It's got a low-pass filter with also high-pass and band-pass mode, and resonance, of course. It's got a full EG here, and then it's got an AR here with a repeat feature. If I set it up properly, and that clocks off the sample and hold. I can show a little bit more about this later. I kind of want to keep it set up. Now the other thing about it is that's kind of cool. Is usually you don't have a sample and hold generator in your mono synth, that's kind of cool. And then you've got your LFO, of course, which can track the keyboard, or it can be manually controlled, which is how I have it set now. And then it has a couple other things on here too, the glide, exponential glide, and a linear glide, set by these switches here. And then you got up and off. If we turn on, have it so that glides only down. Glide only up. But the absolutely fantastic and exciting thing about this is the left-hand controller here. And basically, you've got you got a pitch down. Originally, it had trim pots here, and I just asked George if he could put pots that I could set. I think I can go all the way, beyond 2 octaves. And you also got a pitch up, obviously, and then you have you can bring in your modulation. Then this section here has a filter down, so you can control the cutoff. You can also open it up. And then you have a sustain here in case you want to do some other things. Keep your note down that you last played. It also has frequency modulation you can bring in. This clocks off the LFO. Then you have amplitude modulation, which clocks off the LFO. And then a white noise generator. You can actually turn off. So if you want to sit here and just shape waves.